Okay, here we are, first video in a while, and it's that time of year again, getting the old Focus ready for its NCT or MOT test if you're watching in the UK, or roadworthiness test depending on where else you are in the world. What have I done so far? I've all the front suspension redone, with the exception of I just have to throw in this set of drop links now in a little while. Everything else is done, all the wishbone bushes and lower ball joints and all that good stuff. So the electric window on the driver's side stopped working about a month ago or so, and I have to fix that because that's the first thing he'll do, is open the driver's window when he gets in. And it's pretty strict test over here. Even if you had number plate bulb light out, you'll fail and the car has to go back for a retest. It's become more a money making machine now than anything else, you know. So I've been to the scrappy this morning and got another regulator complete with motor and a few other bits and bobs. So we're going to get that slapped in there, and we did test it of course before we took it out of the car, and great fun trying to get it out of a car that was stacked on top of two others, and we got it there. So we're going to get this door panel off and get the old regulator out. So we'll be back. Okay, so after you get the door panel off, this is what you're left with. Just remove the door panel and this polystyrene block. I'm going to take out this speaker, and you want to get this off this membrane without damaging it. This has been off before, so this stops all water and stuff coming in and whatnot. So you just want to try and get that off without making bits out of it. So that's the next task now. Now, I ended up cutting the door liner because there was no way I was going to be able to get it off without ripping it. It's bonded on with this black stuff and it's just impossible, so I just cut it off. It's an old car, who cares, blah blah blah. So the old regulator out, I have the new one in, and I liberally lubricated it before it went in. So I've just taken the glass out. You don't have to take the glass out to do it, but it just gives you a little bit more wiggle room. This is not a how-to video, it's just kind of more of a vlog or whatever you want to call it. I had to move this guy out of the way as well. I think it's a relay for the central locking or something, just to give me a little bit more room getting that strut in the front part. It's very tight within the confines of the door, so I'll give it a little test now and see. Let's have the switch rigged up here. Lovely, very nice. Okay, so we need that in a certain position. For this hole here, you need to have it kind of that you can get access with your socket through there. That's to clamp the glass in the carrier. So we'll get the glass back in anyway. Okay, so I've the glass back in. Job done. So I'll get the door back together. It'll be a lot quieter when all the door furniture is back on. Anyway, I think at this point it's worth mentioning that if there's anything in the bottom of the door, get it out. A few bits of crap that was in the bottom of the door, there always used to be a bit of a rattle when I closed it. So they were rattling around in the bottom of the door. Like stuff that was done over the years and things that broke off and whatnot. That looks like a grip off one of those cup holders you used to be able to get that sat on the window ledge. So just get it out now, and we'll stick back on this liner now with some duct tape. I did try, even when I was at the scrapyard with getting the regulator out, I did try to take my time, but there's no way of getting it out without ripping it. So I just reckoned that cutting it was the best option. So once it's all taped up, it'll be fine. So there we are, it's back on, all taped. I kind of cut it that I had enough room to put the duct tape on it, so you know, it'll be fine. I just couldn't be arsed trying to spend an hour taking that off, so it's taken me like 20 minutes to get the old regulator out and the new one in, so you know, I just don't see the point. It's a 17-year-old car, so who cares? Once the door card's back on, you won't see it. So just make sure your speaker works and that everything else works, because once you have the door panel back on, you don't want to go and have to be taking it all off again. So and make sure that, like, even when this panel goes back on, or this insulation, the speaker kind of holds it as well, so it doesn't really matter that you had to cut it. So there you go. So just need to get this back in. This thing just clips in, and we'll get the door panel back on, and then on to the next job. That's more or less the panel back on. Just another couple of little bits to do. Just a little tip: whenever you go to the junkyard or the scrapyard or whatever you want to call it, I dropped a couple of screws and of course can't bloody find them. With everything I disassembled in the scrapyard, I put all the screws and bolts and nuts and whatever in there and bring them all with you, so at least you have them then if you drop any. Most people just throw them on the ground. You know, and always be kind of thinking of little things you need. Like, these are the little covers for the back of the headlights. I snapped one of these, and of course, you know, it won't seal properly, so I brought the two of them with me. Just threw them into the toolbox. You know, scrappies don't really pass any remarks on that kind of stuff, so you know, there you go. So always be kind of thinking ahead. Alright, so just with the motor running, always goes up and down a bit quicker with the engine running, obviously. So it's all back together. Very annoying having no window that you can't open. So it's all back together, and that's that. So not so much a how-to video, but kind of what's going on video. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back again soon.